Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Audrey Gale and I do art. Today I'm going to be talking about how I make prints of my artwork from home. There's a lot of options when it comes to making prints of your artwork to sell either online or at art shows. There are online options that are print on demand like Printful or Printify. I decided to go with the at-home method. There's more cost associated with the at-home printing method, but there's also more room for profit, quality control, and just places where you can sell. I didn't want to have a print-on-demand service just for online purposes. I wanted to be able to both ship things online and bring things to the retail space. So that's why I have my own printer from home, which is the Canon Pixma Pro 200. I have a whole nother video on my YouTube channel where I look at printer paper and how it prints on this printer if you want to go check that out. Today I'm going to be talking about the cost of having your printer at home, what supplies you need, and the supplies and the cost of the products that I use to protect the prints themselves, ink, etc. All the costs and all the supplies that I use to make that possible. I'm also going to be talking about where I got these from. I'm going to have photos and links down below. If you're interested, that you can see what I use and see if that works for you too. I'm also going to be talking about how much things cost, but also profit margins and profitability when it comes to making your own prints at home. That's one of the biggest perks of printing from home, is that you can control the cost to a certain extent, and you can also increase the profitability of your artwork. Making prints is, to me, a no-brainer for every artist. Not everyone can afford expensive artwork, and that doesn't mean that they don't like your art or they don't want it, but we need to be able to provide a more cost-effective option for people who want to have art in their homes, but just can't shell out hundreds of dollars willy-nilly. I have tons of art prints in my home and I value them just as much as I would an original piece. So I have two main print sizes, 5x7 inch and 8x10 inch. So first we'll go over the 5x7. Here's an example of one of my 5x7 pieces. Obviously I have the print here. I have a clear plastic bag to go over it and protect it. I also do a plastic backing board, a business card, and then I just do a label maker for the price in the back. I won't be including the label maker or the business cards in my price tally because I use those for other things too. I'm mostly going to be talking about paper, ink, clear bag, and the backboard. Most of these are going to come from Amazon. I also can pick them up at Michael's or Hobby Lobby, but a pack of 5x7 clear bags, when you do the math of what one individual bag costs for a 5x7, is 24 cents. The backboard that I use to keep the paper straight, especially if it's in the mail or if I'm carrying it from art show to art show, that is 28 cents per backboard. I use Red River paper for all of my art prints, and per piece of paper for a 5x7 costs 53 cents. There's really no way to figure out how much ink I'm using per print. So if I were to get a full case of like the off-brand ink, right? So that's actually 8 different colors that I use on this printer. And that will typically cost anywhere from $80 to $100 per pack. Now it does last a while. So I'm kind of just giving my best guess here as part of the cost. And for a 5x7, I'm going to say that that cost is 25 cents. So all together, the clear bag, the backboard, the paper, and the ink gives me a total of $1.30. So for a 5x10 print, I actually sell this, as you see here, for $10. which is actually pretty on the cheap side to, I don't know, cheap to mid range when it comes to art prints. And that's gonna give me an $8.70 profit or an 87% profit margin. So not bad at all. That's definitely a bigger profit margin than if I were to go through an online drop shipping type situation, right? The next thing I'm gonna be talking about is my 8x10s, which I think I sell a little bit more of in general. And of course, for the bigger size, there's gonna be a little bit more expense, but this is an example of my 8x10. Again, paper, clear bag, backboard, business card, and tag. One individual clear bag that's an 8x10 is 40 cents. One backboard is gonna be 50 cents. Each sheet of paper for this print costs $1.32. And my ink estimation for this is gonna be 40 cents. Again, there's really no way for me to know. So that's gonna bring me to a total of $2.62. I sell every 8x10 print for $15. So that leaves me a $12.38 profit or an 82.5% profit margin. You know, I've done a few shows in the past where I didn't offer art prints, and I can tell you that my sales were a lot lower than when I did offer prints. It's just more accessible to people. It's a lot easier of a sale to have something for $10 or $15 available than something that's $50, $100, $200 or more, depending on how big and how detailed your art is, right? That's just not an easy purchase for a lot of people, especially people who didn't plan on making that purchase. Maybe they're just there to like get some snacks from a food truck and like maybe an item here, an item there, especially like gifts, like like your holiday fairs or your Christmas fairs. People aren't trying to spend $200 on their coworker, you know what I'm saying? So this is a lot more viable option for these people, for most people. And it's a way to own art and own a lot of art at a more affordable price for people. Way to decorate their homes the way they want without completely breaking the bank. So I just think it's an absolute game changer for your art business. I think it's a no-brainer. I joke that it's like printing money in a way for artists. I mean, you make the art once. I'm working on one right here, actually. You make the art once, it takes you X amount of hours, and if you sell the original, great. But then you have an unlimited potential of what you can make when it comes to prints, when it comes to reproducing that original art and making it into a print. I mean, you could be selling this art years later through prints, through stickers, through tote bags, whatever, you know, you name it. And I don't want to say it's passive income at that point because there is work involved, obviously, but it just becomes this easy, accessible way to make a lot of money and easily. As you build up your portfolio and create more and more original art, that gives you more and more potential for print opportunities, sticker opportunities. These are the things people are grabbing. I mean, 9 times out of 10, really 99 times out of 100, people are going for my prints. They're going for my stickers. They're going for the tote bag. They think the original art's cool, but why would they get the original piece when there's a perfectly good print in the size that they want and at the price that they want sitting right next to it? Then again, you know, if you give people a cheaper option, you know, most of the time they're going to go for the cheaper option. But I have sold, you know, 20 times the amount of prints that I've sold of originals because it's just that accessible to people. And that way it's not limited to one owner. You know, if I made this original dachshund painting, and there's an original out there that could be owned by one person, whereas this can be enjoyed and be in the homes of however many people you want, depending on how many prints you actually make of it. So yeah, my printer was $500, the paper costs money, the ink costs money, but you gotta spend money to make money, right? So I think it was well worth the investment, and it's really just all gravy from here on out. It was just all earning potential. It was definitely worth the investment, and I encourage you to look into it if you're interested, if you're an artist that's been trying to do prints or been thinking about doing prints. I'm gonna have the links to my printer, my paper, all the supplies that I use down in the description below with links so that you can look at it for yourself and see what I use, see if there's better options for you. And I would like to hear what you guys have to say about it. Is there, what printing tricks have you used? What printers have you used? What have you found to be successful in your art business when it comes to this medium? All right, everybody, thanks for listening. Thanks for joining in today and for watching this video. I hope that you got something from it today, that you learned something to carry on into your own art business. Thanks.